Like I said, not tonight. Whap.
I don't know if we're gonna get out the basement, man. If we're gonna get out the basement with it.
Yeah,
this was painful. Well, welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. This time you got the full house. We got the part-timers in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Who the part-timers? Ethan had to come up part-time.
Everybody showed up tonight except Toby. Listen, it ain't no defending nothing that man did tonight. If he gave us even a sniffling of anything, we win tonight.
He's sick.
Man, listen, I don't care how sick he is. He was horrible. He was horrible. Like you can't miss that many. You can't shoot that bad and then have 5 personal fouls. Mind you, he going against KD. KD is a monster. But that being said, like he proved absolutely useless tonight. He didn't even give you the empty stat. If he gave us empty stats tonight, we had a chance to win. Why did
they put Thibault on KD?
They did for sure. Thibault actually did a decent job on it.
Thibault don't have enough offense to keep you relevant. This is like I said in the Golden State game, why Thibault was able to play because Golden State was off. If Golden State was hitting that game, they'd have to pull Thibault out the game the same way because he don't have enough offense to keep you in the game when you're down 20 and get you back in. The reason why we was able to get back in because B went to work and Seth started cooking, and Danny actually playing pretty good defense too.
But that being said, I agree with Ethan a little bit. As off as Toby was, you might as well just left Thibault in there and just keep going with Bede and keep feeding Bede and Seth because they was cooking in the second half.
I mean, I know Wayne ain't put out plug.
17.
Wait, because y'all started jumping in and you know what I'm saying before.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, everybody know by now. Listen, y'all know if y'all don't catch us here, you'll catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify,
iTunes. We're the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. Y'all boys don't like to do introductions no more because they get all hyped about the game. But
they ain't been on here. They don't be on here enough. They forgot protocols.
Yeah.
The Toby fan. The Toby apologist.
Yeah.
I'm not. How am I Toby apologist?
That's why Wayne really was trying to save face. So he had to scream Toby real quick because they ain't want us to scream for him. Because he the one that was his man. That's his man.
First of all, I don't want to hear nothing from you or Tim because as soon as the second half, we stink. Throw the whole team. You and Tim.
When did I say that?
And Tim. In the first half, y'all was all panicky talking about the Sixers. Then the second half, y'all want to start joining it up.
No. Let's go back to the first half of my text. What did I say? I said Embiid going to bring us back. I said that late in the second quarter, early in the first.
You said I'm starting not to like these role players on this team.
I said I'm starting to hate the role players, and meaning Danny Green and Tobias. That's the bull that's starting to get on my nerves. I said
Seth a role player too, ain't he?
I said Joel Embiid was going to bring us back in the game. That's what I said. I said I think he's going to still make the game.
Wasn't they going at the Sixers real hard in the first half?
No.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you upset when you see your team down 20 back-to-back games, man. That's upset.
Back-to-back games.
Frustration.
He's going to wield us back. I could show the camera. I could show the screen on the camera. Look at it. I said Shake is whack. He is. And I said Bede is going to wield us back. That's what I said. That was my thing.
What did you say about Seth?
The third quarter. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing about Seth.
Seth played well in the third quarter. He
tried to send a text about Seth that didn't go through. I said Seth is starting to splash, but it never went through.
No, but that being said, I agree with Charlie M saying Toby played hard. Like he played beyond what this ain't even regular Toby. That's the problem. Like he played even sub Toby tonight.
This is Toby. This is him when on a back-to-back. When he played back-to-back games, he's always trash.
Maybe it is.
This is him in a big game. Big games, Toby disappear like a fart in the wind, and I'm tired of it. Every time I turn around, he playing the gooch, invisible bully.
And when he fart in the wind, guess who right behind him? We are. And that's what
smelling it all. No, this ain't the night to defend Toby.
Sure ain't.
If we'd have had Maxey, we'd have won this game.
But see, the only thing I say, you saying about not in the big game, I mean, he went 9 for 18 last night with 24 points against Miami.
Listen,
that wasn't a big game.
Let's be honest.
He missed some shots down the stretch except for the 3 hit the top of the game.
I couldn't name.
Well, I would have took that Toby tonight. We could have won. My bad.
Y'all couldn't name not one of the next starters. They had a bunch of nobodies out there. Dave Duke Jr. and Bulls and turnover Patty Mills, who hit a couple threes. But listen, the difference is KD had them dudes balling. See, this is the difference when you have a dominant wing. Listen, I love Embiid. Embiid did a lot of things. He did his couple nice passes. But KD was able to make these dudes better because he's able to get them good baskets, get these dudes open shots, drive and kick. He's able to pull out, get dudes layups. That's the difference. This is what I tell.
I'm not disputing that, but let's not act like our dudes just missed. They had open shots in the beginning. They had open shots. These dudes stunk. We got dudes that's supposed to be shooters that can't shoot. That's ridiculous. Every other team we go to, they bring in good, like you say, no dude like Vincent, all these young bulls that they got coming in here, and these bulls be wetting the net. The whole first half, they was wetting the net. Our dudes hitting the front of the rim every time. Whenever Cork in there, he hitting the front of the rim. These dudes supposed to be shooters. They don't do nothing else. They supposed to be able to shoot, and they brick wide open shots. That's the problem.
I kind of see why Doc Rivers gonna play Isaiah Joe.
That's whoever bring these dudes in here and tell them and
it is
tell them that they could play. That's man.
Eddie Mills was 4 for 8. C. Thomas 2 for 2. Edwards 1 for 3. Galloway 1 for 1. Their worst shooting ball was Blake Griffin 1 for 5, and they still ended up shooting 47%. If Blake Griffin didn't take a 3, they would have shot over 60%.
It was at 70% in the first quarter.
What was KD from 3? You didn't read KD.
He was 2 for 3.
But that's what I'm saying. They was hot early on. Everybody on their team was killing us from outside.
He was in the fourth quarter, like the last 5 minutes.
Yo, Ephraim,
what'd you say?
Your sound is real low, Ethan.
The 2 KD made was in the fourth quarter in the last 5 minutes.
But that's KD. I'm not talking about KD. You expect this from KD. I'm talking about these other role players, like somebody, like you said, the dudes we don't even know their names. They was dripping. He took 2 and he hit 1, I think. Unless he took one at the end of the game too.
He was 1 for 3.
Yeah, and the one he took was at the very end of the game. He didn't take a bunch of threes.
He had a very good game. He had 9 assists. He had 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and scored 32 points, shooting 55% from the field. That's a great game for B. Listen, B did his thing. He kept us in that game. He played great defense around the rim. He was jumping at every shot, trying to block every shot, trying to defend the rim. He grabbed boards. He did his job. The Bulls who didn't do their job was Toby. Now, granted, we come up to back-to-back. If we had Maxey, we win this game. There's no doubt in my mind. If we had Maxey playing,
we still was down 7 players. So
we would have won the game.
They was down 7 players. We should have won that game regardless.
We only had 8 people playing ourselves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only had 8 people playing ourselves.
We chose to play 8 people.
Maxey didn't play. The Bull, whatchamacallit, minivan, he wasn't there. We had a lot of people missing. We only had 8 in the rotation.
But we chose. Cork. I see what you're saying.
Cork ain't play. That's another one.
We still should have won this game.
Harden played. They missed a lot of players too, though.
They had 7.
We had Max. We'd have won, bar none. Got no doubt about that.
So if we had Harden, we would have won. That's what you're saying.
If we had Maxey,
and they have Harden, we'd have won.
If we had Maxey and Ben, we'd have won.
Oh, boy, stop!
I totally agree with that. That's the truth.
I had to throw it in there. But real talk.
Jacqueline Kemp said the Sixers are breaking her heart.
They are. But like we talked about, when I'm looking at this team, we got a team full of rejects. Like we got dudes that was on like we got hype about minivan. You know what I'm saying? And Seth, even though Seth balled tonight, we get hyped about these dudes that was like nobody's on a other team, and then they come here and or dudes like even like Thibault, like he's drafted, like nobody was expecting big things from Thibault. You know what I'm saying? Or these dudes, and we get them in here, and all of a sudden they're in a role. Korkmaz, all of a sudden these dudes are in a role that we expecting them to do something. So
there's 2 things I know for sure.
We need stud players.
No, there's 2 things I know for sure. Kevin Durant is the best player in the league, and he used no chemicals in his hair whatsoever.
That's good.
I will argue with that. I will argue at one point that I think Steph Curry, in my opinion, I take him for the money when the money on the table. I honestly don't realize. To me, I'm a little bit more flabbergasted that we didn't play KD how we played Steph. Like I'm gonna take my chances with letting the Patty Mills of the world try to beat you, and Blake Griffin, who shot 1 for 5, try to beat you from 3, try to beat you than KD. I'm surprised we did not run more.
But we did.
No. He shoots over everybody.
Wait, when we made the comeback, we did. You didn't see the hard traps they was doing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised we didn't do that. But we did that to Steph the whole game.
Right. But we did that to KD, and then at a certain point when KD started cooking, he was shooting over like 4 6s. After them other dudes wasn't hitting nothing, KD was like, all right, no, we ain't playing this game.
I mean, sometimes you're gonna make tough shots, but I'm gonna make you do that the whole game. We allowed KD at one point, KD only missed like 3 shots. Before we finally started putting the D on him, he started bricking a little bit. I'm like, why don't you do that? You did that. They did it to Steph the whole game, and it worked out. Maybe because other boys was missing, but I'm taking that chance.
But we were trying to play KD like that, and when we did, those other that's what I'm saying. In the first half, those other dudes was hitting everything. Everybody on a spot was hitting everything, and they were getting the shots because KD. Like I was watching the Nets broadcast, and they were saying how KD, even when he's not doing it, he's drawing so much attention, and he was. And then when you came down on the sixes, when Embiid drew attention and he kicked it out, our dudes are shooting everything short and breaking.
Bruh, they had 2 balls on Steph before he got the ball. Like he had to literally fight to get the rock. Make KD work more. Like don't let him get it. Then you send 2 people at him. You got 2 people almost ready to go. Somebody fronting, Matisse all over the place. Like keep that same energy. Like I like that defense. Keep that same energy when you got a superstar in the building who you know could cook. That's why.
But it's different running in against somebody that's 6'3" and somebody that's 7 feet.
You can't do that all game long.
They did it to Steph. You just Steph do it to KD.
They just played
evidently Steph ain't as good as KD.
How do you say that?
No.
Why wasn't he out the game for so long?
When we did the Steph the first time, Steph choked us.
Why wasn't Embiid out the game so long? He's out the game from 1 minute left in the third to like 6 minutes left in the fourth. I think that was just too drastically.
That's his regular time. He played 33 minutes. He got 33 minutes. That's his normal time.
Hold on, I gotta check some in the comment section. Charlie M said Tim might be right about we need some athletes. Let's be clear about this. Tim did not say that. I said that. I said that last year. I said that last year.
Who was saying that?
I said that last year. We lost to them in the playoffs that we did not have enough athletes.
All y'all been saying that.
That was my point.
And my retort to that is, if you have skilled players that do what they do well, San Antonio didn't have what athletes did they have? And they had a dynasty. If you have dudes that know how to play the game and play and do what they're supposed to do, if like in the beginning of the season when our shooters was shooting and hitting and we had the number 1 offense in the league, we were winning. But if a dude is supposed to be a shooter and he can't shoot, it's nothing for that.
Listen, at this
an athlete.
What'd you say?
That he said Kawhi Leonard's an athlete, which is true. But my thing is,
but they was winning. They was winning before Kawhi got there.
My point to that is, this is a new NBA. This is a new NBA. You could get away with them foreign half athlete bulls 15 years ago. When the last time San Antonio was really relevant? How long ago was that? 12 years ago? 15 years ago? Now, this is the athletic-driven league. You need legit. You got 6'7" dudes like Mikal Bridges running around, jumping out the building. You need athletes to win on this level. Let me ask you this:
I'm asking seriously because I'm trying to think back. What athletes did Golden State have when they first started winning their chips?
They had the best shooting backcourt in the history of the NBA.
But did they have athletes? But see, that's what.
How many teams run out with Seth Curry and Clay?
No, I get what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying. If you have dudes, you don't necessarily have to have but dudes that you have.
Even at that point, they had Iguodala. Iguodala's an athlete. They had the boy, Barbosa. Remember Barbosa on their team, the Brazilian blur, athletic bull, and they had the dude, Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston been blown out knees all his career. He wasn't
He's
athletic.
way more athletic than Tobias. Way more athletic than Tobias.
But Sean Livingston
Tobias all day long.
When Sean Livingston came in the league, he was that bull athletic-wise, but he wasn't an
This is why I
athlete.
wanted to sign dudes like Kelly Oubre and who else was that was running around out there. I want to pick these dudes up to help bolster this roster, but instead we get Minivan, who's not an athlete. But I like Minivan. Don't get me wrong. I like Minivan, but he's another non-athletic
ball.
He's a shooter. Yeah,
Ethan, to my point.
Thank you for correcting that.
The last few games for Embiid against Brooklyn, 33 minutes. Yesterday, 37. Before then, 32, 30 minutes, 32, and 36, 33, 29. That's his minutes.
We needed that 37.
Well, you got that yesterday. You're not gonna get that no more.
Sixers are not going anywhere until they address the 25 situation. They're incomplete until they fix it, says Jacqueline.
Right.
And
I agree.
I've been saying that. I agree with you.
You've been saying that, but
I agree with her agreeing with me that I said it.
But you're also talking like
you always been the first.
Right. But I agree with that situation needs to be addressed. But my thing is, I don't think that you could just plug anybody in there and that makes everything all well and done. You have to have somebody in there that can do some of the things he did. Like defense-wise, Thibault played decent defense, but you can't tell me if Ben Simmons is in there instead of Thibault. You don't think Ben Simmons plays just as good defense and also can carry the ball down on the fast break, can also kick it to people for open shots? Yeah. That's all I'm saying is
he do so much more. He does so much more on the
court. And rebound from three. Ben ain't doing that.
We've been getting killed on rebounds this year.
I've never even seen Ben guard KD, to be honest with you. Many times we played, I've never seen Ben Simmons locked up.
You just don't remember.
He don't.
I can't.
Ethan's right.
And he's still a 6'10". He's still 6'10", going up against another 6'10" boy.
And guess what? If he's not on him, then you could put him on Blake Griffin and make sure that Blake Griffin not getting all these rebounds. Or you could put him on Claxton. Or you could put him on Claxton, so Embiid doesn't have to go against Blake and Claxton because Toby's sticking and getting lit up by KD. So I don't care what you say, no matter what. If you putting Ben Simmons in there instead of having to have Matisse Thybulle or Danny Green stick dudes or Seth Curry sticking dudes as an undersized man, that do make a difference. And like I said, Ben Simmons gets rebound. He got rebounds and pushed the ball. So all I'm saying is, if we're going to replace him, I want an adequate replacement for him. You're not just going to throw anybody in there and all of a sudden we're going to be a better team than we were with him.
Breaking news. Melo MD said he just left the game in Brooklyn. He said Maxey is really hurt. What you mean? You got to clarify that. What he was hobbling? He had a cast on.
They said
he got a thigh contusion.
It's like a quad contusion. They said.
He said he could barely walk. This is what Melo MD is saying straight off the game, straight from the sidelines. We reporting live. He said Maxey could barely walk out there.
Yeah, it's a brute. Remember AI got that, I think, in the Lakers series? Remember?
Yeah, them Jones can be a pain. I ain't gonna hold you.
They hurt. Yeah.
Especially when you're an undersized guy and you need every bit of lift you get, you know what I'm saying, to get up there and get to the basket. And he's a speed guy, so that definitely hinder his game.
D. Marcus said Ben won't guard Blake because he was guarding Kendall.
Listen, I'm all down for trading Ben. All I'm saying is, like Ephraim said about, like Ephraim and like Jacqueline said tonight, that situation needs to be addressed. But I think we all said the situation needs to be addressed. Just all of us had different opinions as to how to address it. Tim wants Ben to play.
Ben ain't playing. Ben don't want to play. How Tim want Ben to play and Ben don't want to play?
Maybe we should trade Embiid.
See, there you go.
Embiid
and what?
You just gonna start the process all over then.
First of all, it ain't even Embiid that Ben is scared of. Ben don't want to face the fans. You could trade the whole team and Ben still ain't playing. Do you understand that?
Here's what we need to do. I think we can get a lot of assets for Joel Embiid. I think that's the ball. That should be our target. That's who needs. I mean, on a real, what has he really done for the city of Philadelphia? What has he done for us?
Who, Embiid? He done did more than Ben that you love. What is wrong with you?
The second round of playoffs. The game is not even built for him to be a star in this league no more.
Who you talking about?
You love Ben Simmons who scored 1 point in the playoff game.
He just had 30. Hold up. B
This
just
is
shot
why people hate
55%,
Philly fans because of
32
stuff like
points,
this. So people
9
like that.
rebounds, and 6 assists. And you saying the game is
The
not built
last
for him to be star?
the last time Joel Embiid was in the playoffs without Ben Simmons, he couldn't get out the first round of the playoffs.
And he scored 30 points a game.
But he still could not.
And he scored 30 points a game. When has Ben ever averaged more than 20 points a game in the play? When has he ever averaged more than 17? When has he ever averaged more than 15 or 16 points a game in the playoffs?
The league is different. You might just need to build
If
around
I'm gonna talk about that, Phil.
the new Giannis.
No, well,
Hey, Melo, I agree. Melo, I agree with you. Sixers fans do get shook all early with. I almost feel like I got to start cutting off my messages and stuff because the way some bulls was hitting me up, Mark, you know what I'm saying? I'm done with they stink. I'm done. I'm a fan from afar. All this type stuff. Like I don't want to hear that in the middle of the. You know what I mean? While we making a run, I'm back. Like come on, bro. Yup, and I'm putting.
I'm telling you, we trade Joel. Ben will come back and we be all right.
No, he won't. But
no, he ain't. He had a problem with Doc, right? And he had a problem with Morey. And he had a problem with Morey because Morey tried to trade him, right?
Exactly.
So you want to trade everybody and bring Ben in.
Bring in Harden, bring in Ben.
Harden, don't nobody want to play with Ben except for Dame. And Dame's like
that's what we do.
Oh.
You trade Joel for
Dame a little slow.
For Dame, and you bring in Harden as a free agent. And now we got
I ain't watching that crap.
Phil W said what y'all think about trading for Sabonis. Because I heard he might be in the block. I heard the Pacers.
Can I trade Toby for Sabonis? I do that.
I heard Golden State may have some interest in Sabonis too. So I heard he may be on it. He may be up for possible trade.
I trade Toby for Sabonis. I need a point guard. I need a point guard or a small forward for this team.
He did ask to be traded.
And Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, he asked to be traded?
Yeah.
Give me Sabonis and Brogdon, and it's a go.
That's not enough. You got to throw in for more. You got to throw in 3 first-round draft picks too.
I'd rather Sabonis and LeVert than Sabonis and Brogdon.
And you got to throw in some freshly turned goat's milk.
Yeah.
You also got to put in somebody
in the firstborn.
Yeah, and like 3 concubines or something like that before he make a move. This boy Morey getting too carried away. That's what I'm saying. And where everybody's starting to realize, and I'm glad that y'all been listening to me and Ethan from day one. This move should have been made. Y'all letting this fiasco drive on to the point where it's costing us as a team the possibility of making a playoff run. Morey's costing us, and he going to try to act like when it's all things said and done, if they don't move Ben and try to hold on to him, he going to act like, well, it wasn't really nothing out there, knowing that it was some legitimate trades, but he didn't get what he wanted, that he thought Ben's value was, which it wasn't. And they going to stick it to us.
So let me ask you this:
you're going to watch somebody else celebrate.
You only get one shot
again, like
every Ben trade, right? You only get one chance.
Do you think that any of them trades would have put you into top tier contender, other than for Dame? Do you think any of them other trades would have put you top tier contender, like to win it all against Brooklyn and the Bucks and all them?
Nope. Yeah, as long as we got Embiid, right?
Yeah, I think
it still depends on what. No, it still depends on what you get back from it.
I think if we could have got, I think if we could have got the boy whatchamacallit, CJ McCullough on his team, and you got him, Maxey, and Seth coming off the bench, like I said early this morning, I said Seth is a bench player. If he's a good 6-man, I think that puts us in contention. Yes.
McCullough,
let's say we'd have had
one lung. He can't even breathe.
I mean, who knows what would have happened if he'd have played here? He might not. He got injured on the court. Who knows if that would have happened? Anybody get injured anywhere. Plus, he'll be back anyway. A lung injury, according to Google, they said it takes about 2 weeks to recover from a collapsed lung. So we'll see how that happens with him.
Google told you that.
But yes, Google told me that. But if we would have had him tonight, even without Maxey, we'd have won early. And I do agree with you, Phil. If Golden State got Sabonis, it's a wrap. If that happens, it ain't no way they not win the championship. I'm telling you that right now.
they not beat just because adding CJ McCollum is not going to put them over the Nets. I get it.
And Maxey
I get. And you're talking about an undersized team, as in one of the problems we have now is being out rebounded.
Hold on. But you scream the Nets ain't got nobody to stick B. So they
don't.
B. Hold on. If they ain't got nobody to stick B, and you got McCollum out there splashing three because he's shooting 39%, and you got Maxey slashing, you think we're gonna lose?
Yeah, if they're full strength and they got Kyrie and they got Harden, yes, I do.
So, but I don't got nobody to handle B, though.
You know why? You know why I say this? Because we don't have anybody that can stop anybody. Maxey's not stopping anybody. McCollum's not clamping nobody.
Ben ain't clamping nobody. Ben ain't clamping nobody.
When we played, he clamped hard when we played the Nets that time, and Harden was killing the first half, and then Ben got on him and he shut it down.
You talking about bad hamstring Harden?
No, it wasn't hamstring Harden. It was when Harden was MVP caliber Harden.
You talking about he ain't never clamped nobody. He let Bill drop 60 on us. He let Dame drop 60 on us. He let Kimber drop 60 on us, and he never picked up neither one of them without a plug nickel. You know it. Stop acting like Steph
Curry got lit by everybody. Steph Curry got passed around like a blunt to everybody on ATL. So what defense you tell me Maxey was getting killed the other night when Seth and Maxey was getting killed the other night by guards?
Okay, so you want to talk about this is what cracks me up. Y'all want to talk about Lou Williams dropping 21 on Seth, but when Dame dropped 60 on B on a team, on 60 on the Sixers, a team that Ben Simmons is on, when the boy Kemba Walker dropped 60 on the team that Ben Simmons is on, nobody say nothing about Ben. Nobody said, but he's supposed to be the best defender. He can guard all 5 positions. He should be defensive player of the year. No, he shouldn't, because he don't guard the best player.
But guess what? If you had better game, you had more games where our defense was better when Ben was here, was it not?
No. Our defense is thanks to B.
Look at the stats. Look at the stat. Well, and B's still there now, but we like 24th in the league in defense.
I'm bringing up Ben because we didn't get past the second round with Ben either, right?
Yeah, Wayne caping for Ben again.
I'm not.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. He's back caping for Ben again. He's flying Superman.
No, I'm not.
Wayne coming to the building.
No, I'm not, because my whole point is I still don't trust Ben in the playoffs. But my thing is, y'all dismiss what he did.
What are we talking about?
Because my thing is, I don't care. You make a trade for McCollum, that's not putting us in the finals. It's not. We might not even make the second round with McCollum over Ben, where we can make it with Ben. So even though we want to win the chip, my thing is McCollum's not the answer. McCollum is not the answer.
So my point, this is where y'all confused.
How do you know that?
So y'all really think that we're going to get a superstar for a bull who's not a superstar? This is my problem. You got to get the best deal you can so you can then build your team. You get CJ McCollum. Nobody's saying he's the end-all, be-all. It's still other free agents out there you grab. There's still other trades you might be able to make you could do. We understand Ben ain't doing it. Let's dip this through our head. Ben is not helping us win a championship. So you get pieces who then can help you. McCollum is probably one of the best pieces you can possibly get your hands on too. If Murray pulls off a miracle and he get Dame, which I know ain't happening, then I say, okay, you know what? I was wrong. McCullough was probably one of the best bulls you could have got for Ben, and he wanted too much and he blew it. Or possibly the Wiggins and Wiseman trade. If that was a realistic trade, he probably could have got at least Wiggins, maybe even Jordan Poole. But that wasn't big enough names for him. For him to bring in Wiggins and Ben, that wasn't good enough. Wiggins and Poole, that wasn't good enough. He wanted this.
This is why I jump in, because if you don't, then you need to talk for 20 hours.
All right. Here's what I'm saying is, you know how the same way when we trying to for McCollum, we was asking for him plus draft picks and swaps. If you trade for Ben, he may not be good enough to get a superstar, but you do the same thing. You give them draft picks and swaps. You do the same thing so you can make that equivalent to a Dame or to a superstar. It's the exact same thing. Of course, he's not going to be good enough for that one superstar, but that's when you throw in, I'll give you a first round pick or a second round pick.
No, we were too busy trying to get picks. We were too busy trying to get them to give us picks.
That was the problem. Getting somebody who wasn't as equal value as Ben Simmons.
No, Herb. Hey, Herb, no, nobody else is talking. I'm talking now. I missed too many shows. I'm making up for the past 5 shows.
That's your fault. That's your fault. That ain't us.
That's life.
No, listen.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon.
You're not going to get a Harden Hall. They said Morey wants a Harden-like Hall for Ben Simmons. He's not going to get it. They're not on the same level. The quicker he realizes that, the better talent we can get on this team to help us win games. Then you can build around B properly.
Yes.
The problem is this team was never built around B properly. It was built around Bede and Ben haphazardly because you had Ben with some weird talent that everybody thought was great, which I knew was trash. We just run him down the court and pass the basketball, and he's 6'10" and couldn't shoot a jump shot, but everybody loved him.
Y'all discounting.
But the funny thing is, all our shooters shot way better last year when Ben was passing the rock, though.
Facts.
Everybody on our team shot better.
What happened? Who shot better?
Everybody.
They did. Danny led the team. Danny led the league with corner 3-point. Go look at the stats. They shot better. They shot better last year. Korkmaz was shooting like 40-something% from three.
Exactly.
No, let's start one at a time. Y'all go ahead and talk. I'm gonna pull Danny. Let's start with Danny Green.
Korkmaz never shooting 40-something% from three.
Danny Green today called Ben Simmons a unicorn.
I'm telling you, he did. Who? Who called him a unicorn?
Danny Green. He
said
it's like he said.
I've never seen nothing like nobody.
Yeah, you never. That's absolute facts. You ain't. Thank you.
That's
Ethan.
not what he meant when he said.
2019, 2020, Korkmaz shot 40% from 3-pointers.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Mark Brad agrees with me. What you say, Korkmaz? What? Danny Green.
Last year, Korkmaz shot 37.5% from 37.5 from three. This year, he's shooting 29.
You said he shot 40.
He shot 40 the year before last. He shot 37.5 last year, and he's shooting 29 this year.
So he went down every year with Ben. Okay.
No, he didn't. He was at 32.6 the year before that. Then he went to 402 when he was getting minutes. When he got minutes, he went up.
He's getting minutes now. He's probably all-time minute low right now.
Yeah, because Ben, he was starting early on. Remember, he came out cooking.
What's his minutes per game?
Huh?
How many minutes he averaging this year?
This year he's averaging 22. Last year he averaged 19, and the year before that 21.
He's hardly playing.
So the difference is Ben Simmons isn't in there, and his 3-point shooting is way down.
So what are you? Okay, what's your point for saying all this? Like, let's.
I'm saying what I'm saying is y'all dismiss what he brought to this team.
Ben made everybody else's game better. He made
everybody else's
better. But the things that he did do, for one thing that we really don't have is that fast break offense like that. And even though Maxey can push,
I agree with that. Ben got out on the floor.
But this is what I'm saying. Ben did a lot of that. And what happened was, as much as everybody hated that he passed out of it when he drove to the basket, when Ben pushed the issue, dudes had to collapse and do stuff. And it left other trailers like Danny Green running down the court, spotting up, Seth Curry running down the court, spotting up and getting wide open threes.
Yep.
We don't have that this year.
Hold on. But I told you all that was regular season foolery.
Well, we ain't getting it regular season now either.
It was food stamps. Remember I told you what's going to happen in the playoffs? Remember what I told you was going to happen in the playoffs?
Actually, actually, that ain't true because in the playoffs, it still was working until he was missing the free throw and ran from the ball. It was working.
But you got to remember, too, I'm actually looking at this year. I'm looking at 3-point percentages across the board this year, and a lot of people who shot high is down because of the way they actually calling fouls. Remember, dudes are now playing a three. They're playing the three. Say that again.
New basketball,
and they're playing a three more. But most importantly, though, in all honesty, Steph Curry is shooting at a career low. He's barely at 40% because they're calling the threes different now. Dudes are defending the three way more aggressive than they used to because you used to call for everything last year.
But the difference was last year they were uncontested threes. That's the point.
Tobias, you know how many uncontested threes we missed tonight? We missed a bunch of them tonight. Thibault had a couple. Tobias had a couple. Seth, we missed a bunch of. That's y'all keep trying to say. They had all these open threes with Ben, and they did. But we still getting a lot of them because Bede is kicking out threes, kicking out passes real fast, but they missing.
Last year, Ben Simmons led the league with assists on 3-point shots. But y'all dismissed that.
No, listen, because he passed a lot.
And that's what I'm saying.
The point guard passed a lot. Say it again.
That's what I'm saying. We need to replace that.
That's a
problem. He passed too much.
The point.
That's what I'm saying is
this team was
built. This team was built around players like Embiid and Ben, where these dudes get all these open threes. We supposed to brought in all these shooters that's supposed to shoot open threes. They were supposed to
threes.
They were supposed to get right, and that been my point from the jump. Is that's our problem? Is the shooters ain't hitting.
Yeah, but that ain't that. I mean, so you think Ben going to sprinkle fairy dust and make boys hit the threes they supposed to be hitting?
Yeah,
I think Ben to get them better looks than what they're getting now.
What did he do in the playoffs when he was passing? He was still passing the playoffs, wasn't he?
And he was getting them shots in the playoffs until the last 3 games when he didn't want the ball. That's why I had the biggest.
Go 4 for 12 against Atlanta.
That's why I had the biggest problem with him, that he ran from the ball, because when he had the ball, he was passing to people. Y'all was complaining that he was passing too much and the Bulls was hitting.
Yo,
I don't never complain when nobody hitting. I complain when they not hitting.
No, y'all was complaining that he was passing too much, even when Bulls was hitting.
The best thing, you're really missing the point of what Ben Simmons was brought here for, though. He wasn't brought here just to pass the ball. Passing the basketball and to get dudes open looks is when you getting doubled and things like that. You swing the ball. Yeah, you get dudes in position. You get dudes shots. But Ben Simmons was leaned on to be a number 2 or number 1 on this team to get us buckets, which he don't do. Just running up and down the court and you crash in the middle and passing the ball to dudes and you scoring 2 points a game. That's not what he was brought here for. That's why we don't win.
He wasn't averaging 2 points a game either.
First of all, you say that that's like y'all always.
You dismiss it. If he getting 20 points a game and 7 assists, that's cool. But now he getting 10 points a game and 4 or 5 assists in the playoffs. That's not going to get it. That's not going to cut it.
Ain't going to cut.
He was averaging 16 of them to them last 3 games.
He averaged like 9 points a game in that Atlanta series.
Jamar says not one episode.
The last couple games.
Hold up, Jamar says not one episode goes by without y'all mentioning Golden State. Y'all just bad as Skip.
That's I would
like to say I take responsibility for that. That's me.
You got to drill down to the person. Don't say y'all. Yeah.
As the resident Steph Curry fan, I feel you're responsible to keep y'all up to date what's going on with the squad. But
all I'm saying, and this is my way that I think about what everybody.
We put too much pressure on these role players.
Everybody can,
like Tim blaming Thibault for losing the playoffs.
Right. I mean, listen, I blame Ben Simmons for the loss. Like I said, that's why I don't trust him, because of the mental capacity of him. But what he does on the floor, when he wasn't scared and running from the ball, he was actually having a decent playoffs. We can say he was having a good playoffs. And then when they started doing the hack of Ben and he turtled up, and that's what cost us. That's when and that's what I'm saying, we miss a point guard on this team. Even last year, when Ben Simmons was in the game and playing our point guard, we played our best, and we used to lose all them leads whenever he went to the bench and our backup point guards get him in. That's why we got desperate and went for George Hill, because we needed a backup point guard.
Okay, let me ask you this. Jimmy J says it's starting to settle in. Sixers are average at best. Is that really what we are? Is we just
that's what it's looking like? Yeah.
We got a problem at that wing position. That wing position is killing us. Do y'all know Thibault didn't score at all last game? He literally had 0 points.
He was 0 for 5. That's what I talked about that yesterday. That's why I said Thibault needs to give you more offensive productivity. That's why at certain stretch of the game he wasn't in this game neither. Because when you're down 20, you don't need Thibault on the court.
See, this is my thing. We expecting too much from these regular role playing TJ McConnell dudes. We can't expect all this from Thibault.
All I expect,
listen more from Thibault.
Listen, I agree with you, but I don't think that it's too much to expect somebody to do what they are expected to do. Like, Thibault is expected to be this outstanding defense. If you can't score, then be a clamp him down, shut him down defender. And he's now he was that against Seth.
If you can't score,
what'd you say?
That's only going to take you so far if you can't score.
Yeah, but if you got other people around him that's supposed to be able to score, if you have it, like now tonight, Seth balled. But look at how many nights Seth shot. Like he'll shoot like 4 times or 7 shots. What? He's supposed to be your starting 2 guard. He should be getting no more than 7 shots.
He a role player. Seth a role player too.
So who's not a role player on the team?
He's a role player in the league.
All right. So everybody else, Seth's role is to be your deep threat and your scorer. He's your shooter.
His role is not to be your scorer. His role is to be a 3-point shooter. Steph Curry's role willing to
Okay. Well, guess what? Then if his role was to be the 3-point shooter, then he should be shooting the 3-point shots, not pump faking and passing off. He didn't do that tonight, though. But what I'm saying is, when you have games, the same thing with Toby. Now Toby's supposed to be your scorer. So if he's sitting here and he's shooting them bricks and he's doing that stuff he's doing tonight, he's not living up to his role. That's my problem. Is when dudes, if everybody play their role and do what they supposed to do, you can win.
I mean, I'll say this as regards to y'all proclamation that Ben makes everybody's three better and all this, but this kind of solidifies, I believe, my point that people across the board are shooting worse because of the way they call in the game. Seth Curry shot 45% last year. He's shooting 39% this year, right? But the unintelligent eye would instantly say, well, that's Ben effect. But Seth shot 45% 3 years straight before, or 2 years straight before that. Then the year before that shot 42. The year before that shot 45. So he's a career 44% three-point shooter on any team he's played on, regardless of Ben being there.
That doesn't matter because you're talking about one player who's the focus of other players. We're talking about Seth Curry shooting. He can't do the pump fake and draw the extra fouls and all that other stuff. So yes, that does change it. Yeah, that's not what the dudes that the Sixers got is doing. They shooting wide open shots or shooting shots that's in their spots. Danny Green's spot was the corner. Ben, we used to find him in the corner all the time open because dudes would jump down there and leave him open. He don't get as many open 3-point shots from that corner. But
I agree. They still getting some solid open looks, and they had some tonight. I agree.
They're not as open as they were last year.
But my thing, I don't think it has nothing to do with that. I think it has something to do with more the way they're reffing the game. Steph Curry been shooting 45% before Ben. So it ain't like Ben made him a better one. He shot 40 the year before. Matter of fact, he shot better. He shot 45.2. Then when he came to the 60s, he shot 45 even. So if anything,
what he shooting this year? What he shooting this year?
39.
He's shooting 39% this year.
So he shot better. So he shot better when he came to the Sixers?
No, he shot worse when he came to the Sixers. That's my point. He was about to say it's only a fraction of a point, but he was better the year before. He was 0.452 with Dallas.
You mean when he had somebody like Luka passing to him?
Okay, when he's with Portland, he was 45%.
Yeah, Dame.
Okay, so what you want? Sacramento, he was 45%.
So being with a
That's what I'm saying. This is his stats. He's a good 3-point shooter. They have changed the way they call in the game. That's why I think you're seeing people's 3-point percentage decline. Even Steph Curry, the best 3-point shooter in history, his stats have declined this year because they call in the game differently and people are attacking the 3-point line with a little bit.
Yeah, Jacqueline made a point. Seth was playing a lot less minutes in those games too.
He still was averaging the same amount of threes.
No, because you always talk about when you have more minutes and stuff.
I'm talking about he averaged the same amount of shots.
But he wasn't averaging the same amount of minutes.
Did that matter? He's still shooting 4.5 threes a game. He shot 5 threes with the last year with Dallas. He shot less with us at 4.9. The year before the Dallas year, he was 3.4, and he was 4.6 one year. So he was still jacking up at least 4.5 threes a game, shooting at the same clip. The game differently. The game has been called differently.
We missing something this year, and all I know is there's one player that ain't there, and then we look a lot worse without him. That being said, I would like to trade him and get something of good value for him.
The way they call in the game this year, I honestly don't think it would matter with Ben being. I don't think
the number one seed with Ben Simmons at the helm.
Shots.
We just have a gaping hole in that position. He was an all-star as much as you want to hate. He was an all-star. And he was considered a borderline star player in his league.
Who?
Ben.
By who?
By the league. The coaches, the fans didn't vote him into the All-Star game. It was the coaches and players.
The more we lose, you think Murray? The 15th is passed, right? When's the 15th pass?
Yes.
The 15th just meant there was more players put into the mix for trades.
That's what I mean. So as the Sixers lose, there's more pressure put on Murray to make a move, and is Ben still getting paid? Like, what's still going on with the situation? Did they stop his money?
He's still in therapy right now, so he's getting that check. Let's get him healthy. We just trying to get Ben healthy.
I agree. Hey, Hoop Central. I agree. This is one of the things that we all. That's what I was the point.
What did he say?
Because our transition offense is non-existent. And that's my point. Is
I do agree
Ben Simmons would push the offense on offense and get out there. And that's what I'm saying. You get guys coming in like the same way. Remember when AI used to push it up the court and then like Corver used to just stop and pop up top and AI would push it and everybody would leak down and then AI kick it back out to Corver, open threes. We had a lot more of those type of situations with Ben Simmons that we don't have.
Maxi pushes the tempo a lot too. We have Maxi not good.
But Maxi's not as good a passer, honestly.
Have make our team a little better, yeah.
Maybe.
But at what cost? I mean, we would still be getting booed in the same spot in the playoffs and things like that. So it's time for a change and it's time to move on because Ben is not going to grow as a player.
We need the way to make the team better is trade Tobias and make it a Ben B and another star, and then we'll be nice.
Ben, listen.
That's how
I'm saying all this about what Ben Simmons brought to the team. I'm not saying Ben is coming back. Ben does not want to be here. I don't want him here. All I'm saying is I want to trade for some kind of equal value. Some people don't think that his value was as great. I think that he had a good value on this team.
It does.
The longer he sits this, they need to. This is like what's that movie? Like the Curious Case of Ben Simmons. Like this.
Yeah.
A PA assassin, Jacqueline Kemp. Looking at Seth stats, it appears he actually did start in 2016, 2017 with Dallas. He averaged 29 minutes a game and shot 42.5% from three, shooting 4.6 threes a game. He also shot or averaged 24 minutes a game his last year in Dallas. So, I mean, he got significant time. His first year with us, he averaged 28 minutes, which was less than what he played his first year in Dallas.
You know what else? You know what else Seth had when Ben was here? He didn't have to worry about playing as much defense.
Yeah,
because Maxi's not a defensive stalwart, and neither is Seth.
Don't call it no defense. Who is
the defense in Atlanta?
Who did? Oh, he did, and he got exposed.
So hold up. So
but guess what?
Is Luka a defensive stalwart?
But even with that, Seth had to guard somebody like what was his name? The tall white guy. Herter. But now you're looking at it. Seth has to guard the starting point guard or the starting two guard.
So who Luka's strapping down?
What'd you say?
Who Luka's strapping up?
Oh, he didn't. That's why they couldn't win.
But that's my point. So y'all saying he had to worry about guarding somebody, but
but I'm saying, all right, Ben wasn't scoring like Luka either.
Y'all making more excuses than a ball.
It's not excuses. Luka didn't need to have to play as much because Luka helped him with the scoring. But when you got Ben is a defensive. Ben is a first team defensive player.
The bottom line is Ben didn't make Seth a better. Ben did not make Seth a better 3-point shooter.
He made this team a better 3-point shooter.
Seth was already the best, highest field goal percentage shooter for like 2 years straight in the NBA. Ben did not make that happen.
Barely played.
He made that happen. The only reason why he's shooting low now, like I said, the majority of top 3-point shooters are shooting low because the way they call in the game, they're attacking the 3-point line way more ferociously because they're not calling that pump fake and then you jump in the balls and get the foul no more. They're not calling that.
But our shooters don't do that anyway.
All right, yeah, we at the point where we're really redundant. I'm going to close.
All right, yeah, and Pooh, I do like Ingram. I just don't know if Ingram gives us what we need. A point guard, honestly. We need a floor general on this team. That's why we've lost so many close games. Our point guard don't have to be Dame. It don't have to be a superstar, but it needs to be a smart. I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad to have John Wall if he's physically able to play because I think that he's a true point guard. But we need a true point guard because our team is like rudderless at certain points in the game.
He
shouldn't have to bring the ball up court as many times as he does.
All right, so the Sixers have a couple games. They have a couple nights off. They'll be back on Sunday where they'll be placed. They'll be playing New Orleans.
I don't think you can win a chip with a big man as your best player in the league.
And so I've been telling you to trade him B, and you agree with that you can't win him as your best player, but you don't want to trade him
because you really.
You already said it. You're saying
I said I'm not trading B unless I can get like a KD. B's a superstar. You got to go get a superstar for B. But I just think the way the league is set up, and you see what KD did to us, man. You see what he did to us tonight.
Yeah, he gave us that
work.
Real quick. Real quick.
Never real quick, but go ahead.
It's gonna be hard to win.
Do you think I seen somebody asking the question earlier, where do you rank KD all time? Is he in the top 10 or where are we putting KD at?
Oh. KD in the top 10. He might be in the top 10. Not
you
5.
think he top 5?
Top 10 players?
Top 5.
Might be in the top 10.
You got Michael, Wilt.
Well, he's not a top 2. KD not better than Bird.
Yes, he is. Yes,
no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Yo, KD is not better than Bird.
Bird.
You say what you want. Bird was the dude in the league, bro. Like I couldn't stand Bird.
Durant is better than Bird. Larry Bird, he's better than Larry.
I disagree.
He's better than Larry.
I disagree.
Larry Bird was a great shooter, but he cannot do nearly the things that.
Ho. You saying great shooter? You do know that Larry Bird made all defensive teams too, right? You do know that Larry Bird was a rebounder too, right? You do know that Larry Bird was an outstanding passer, right?
Nobody in the NBA could even move with them tight shorts on back in the day. It wasn't that great D that he was.
Well, guess what? Larry Bird put the business on Dennis Rodman numerous times, who's considered one of the greatest defenders ever.
One of the greatest rebounders ever. Like I said, when it comes
down to
and
Tim don't know how good Bird was.
Bird was good. I said he was a great shooter. He's not better than. He's not nowhere. He's not on Kevin Durant's level.
That's. But you must be on dope to say he's on the same level. Now, if you want to say you would take KD, I respect that.
Not the same level.
But you didn't say not the same level.
Bird,
you high. Larry Bird career field goal percentage is 40. His career field goal percentage is 49% field goal percentage. He averaged 24 career points. His highest scoring average in 1 year was 29.9 points a game. And he shot 37% from 3. 37.6 for career. Most of the years he shot over 40. Most of the years he shot over 40%.
Against those athletes, they were not nearly as athletic as they are now. He probably wouldn't even get off his
and you know what else? Wait, and you know what else they was? They wasn't nearly able to touch bulls like they are now. You can't touch KD. Look at half the stuff half the calls he got.
No,
stop
KD,
it.
No,
they played way more physical back then. KD would have got broken. No, I ain't gonna say. I'm not going to disrespect KD because KD is a great talent. But you sitting here trying to tell me that KD is better than Bird. You on dope or dog food?
He's better than Bird. I rock with.
I'm not saying I wouldn't take him up.
Get picked up by the Lakers.
What you say?
Quick shout out to Isaiah Thomas for getting picked up by the Lakers.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I'll put KD right outside. In my opinion, he's not in my top 10 yet. Until KD wins a championship, in my opinion, on his own merit. Not no Golden State with Steph Curry.
Had 4
until he wins the championship on his own merit.
So Larry Bird has 5 Hall of Famers with him, but KD got to do it by himself. He got to be the Magic Negro.
He got to do it by himself. Wait. What did he win until he got with Steph?
I'm saying Larry Bird had 5 Hall of Famers with him.
And he won.
He had 5 Hall of Famers.
And he won. But what did KD win?
5 Hall of Famers has played with Larry Bird, and y'all saying he got Kevin Durant got to be.
So KD teams is trash. So KD teams is trash. He playing OKC. Them teams is trash.
But don't come out here and try to.
I just said he had to win.
He played all by himself.
No, by himself. That's you telling me. So you saying by himself, you telling me his teams are trash. So when he played with OKC, them teams are trash.
If you got 5 Hall of Fame players,
no. Wait. Let me say this real quick, right? Look at their careers. KD, better scorer, 27 points a game to 24 for Bird. A different era of basketball. Rebounds a game. Bird averaged 10 rebounds a game. KD 7. Assists per game. Bird averaged 6.3 to Kevin Durant's 4.2. Steals. Kevin Durant averaged 1.1 to Bird's 1.7. Bird is better than him in everything except scoring.
No, he's not. Like, I just witnessed Kevin Durant this year win the gold medal by himself in the Olympics. I just seen that this year. They would not have won that. Ephraim,
you really hyping the gold medal? You really hyping the gold medal?
No, he's a great.
Really hyping the gold medal.
No,
Larry Bird was a 3-time MVP.
Listen, KD, I agree with you. They wouldn't have won without KD. But I mean, honestly, that wasn't even the best. Steph wasn't even a team. They didn't have the best. The Golden State. LeBron wasn't there. Steph wasn't there. He was the best player for the people that represented. Yes. But my point, going back to you asked, I'm talking about KD winning the championship. This is my point. Forget what Larry Bird did. I'm talking about KD. You was telling me you want him to win it all by himself. I never said that. He had a squad that was good enough to go up 3-1 against Golden State. Then everybody wanted to say, well, he played with Westbrook. Yeah, but that was good enough to go up 3-1. Why couldn't KD close the deal? If he is this great player in top 10, he should be able to take his team, a good enough team, and win a championship. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is Larry Bird can have 5 Hall of Famers and win a championship.
But guess what? Wait.
You answer for KD. Don't worry about Bird.
Hold
on.
For KD. Bruce Stockton made a good point. Guess what? And guess who Bird was going against? He was going against the LA team who had a bunch of superstars and Hall of Famers on it. So he was beating the Lakers with Kareem and Magic and Worthy. So don't talk about how stacked his team. Look at the teams he was facing.
But
meanwhile,
KD
had to go trying up with Steph in order to beat LeBron.
I'm not knocking Larry Bird. I'm saying that Kevin Durant is better than Larry Bird.
He's not.
I'm not even mad at you saying you would take him over, but you said he's far and away better. That's not correct.
Jamar Oliver said when we voting Tim off the show.
They can't vote me off the show.
Tim talking crazy. I mean, listen, I may even say I'd take KD over Bird, but you acting like it's not even a question. That to me is preposterous. But like I said, I think KD, in my opinion, he's right outside of the top 10. He's somewhere in the 15. He's right around where I'll put Steph at. Steph ain't in the top 10 in my opinion either. But they still got. Tell
me how many all defensive teams KD made, and then tell me how many that Bird made.
Who you taking?
Bird was a good defender.
All right,
better defender than KD.
Well, how many total points do we have now? Who has scored the most points in the NBA right now? Kevin Durant.
This is a different era of basketball. We talk about that all the time.
Who scored the most points?
I don't know. I'll tell you in one second. Bird got a total
KD has more total points, but guess what? Their shooting percentages are the same. I said KD is a better scorer. Bird is a better rebounder, a better defender, and a better passer. Bird is better at every other aspect. You the same boy that want to hype Ben Simmons up for all the things that Ben Simmons does, even though he don't score. But you want to sit here and take away from Bird. Bird was the man on his teams that won. KD was the second fiddle.
No, KD got MVPs. How you gonna say second fiddle? But he got 2 Finals MVPs.
He ain't never get them without Steph.
So what? and guess what? Larry Bird didn't get him without Dennis Johnson and which we call.
So you gonna compare Dennis Johnson and Steph?
Yeah.
Listen, bro. If you want for KD, that's fine. I'm not mad, but don't make preposterous remarks like it's not even a conversation. That's a legit conversation.
No. Look, real quick, hey Brandon Stokes. Listen, I get it. I get like if you're telling me KD going up against Larry Bird 1-on-1, KD's going to beat him. Because athletes are better now. But if you're talking about for what they did in the league and what they were as a player, Larry Bird was a better player in the NBA than Kevin Durant.
So you saying right now, if Kevin Durant was playing back in the 80s when Larry Bird played, he wouldn't get off. That's what you're saying? He wouldn't be a top.
He might. Guess what? If he was playing back when Larry Bird was playing, they probably would have had Kevin Durant trying to post people up shooting sky hooks. They wouldn't have been telling him to go out there and shoot and learn to dribble and do all that stuff.
If he had his game, if he had the same.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying if that's why when Ephraim says the point that he says about comparing eras, but Larry Bird was a more dominant player than Kevin Durant during his
Larry Bird was that dude. We give him his props, but I'm taking Kevin Durant over Larry Bird.
Bird will get physical with KD. He might out physical KD because you was allowed to play a little bit more physical.
But not if he can't touch him.
He might have worn him down. If they played, I guess you could say like this: if they played in this era, KD would have an advantage. But if they played in Bird era, then Bird would have the advantage.
But guess what? Bird might have an advantage in this era if Bulls can't run up on him and play him as tight as they was playing back then. Could you imagine Bird getting the looks that somebody like Corrick? Could you imagine Bird getting as many open looks as he looked?
Yeah,
Bird was way more clutch than KD too, in my opinion.
The Bulls was not nearly as fast or athletic as they are now. They weren't nearly as fast.
Okay, but I keep saying
he might got the looks, but he wouldn't have got the shots.
But why not?
Because then somebody would have been up in his face blocking it.
No,
I actually
Bird,
think I think Bird was a smarter player too.
No, Bird was 6'9". That accounted for something.
Player.
Why not?
Bird was 6'9".
Did you ever watch Larry Bird play and how he
never watched Bird
passed the ball and he was a smart basketball player. Like,
ain't nobody saying he's dumb, but you're not gonna sit there and say that Kevin Durant is
I didn't say Durant was dumb, but I think Larry Bird,
he was a smarter player.
He was. And Larry Bird had a higher basketball IQ than Durant.
Based off of what?
Based off of me watching Larry Bird lead his team and be the orchestrator of his team, as opposed to Kevin Durant when he was up 3 games to 1 against Seth Curry and and he couldn't even orchestrate a win in 4 games.
And KD just won.
That's a good point, Tim. And I want to go back. I want to go back and revision his past because I think this KD got 2 Finals MVP. I do think where KD is right now, I think he's the best he ever has been. I honestly think KD, I think they could win a championship this year. I think it's a collision course between either them and Phoenix or them and Golden State. And we're going to see what's going to happen. But this KD right now, he's at the best he's ever been. And if you want to say at the pinnacles of their careers, who would you take, Bird or KD? I'm not mad if you taking KD because this KD is on another level. We'll
see when this KD going to have to guard Giannis.
He did all right last year when he had the guarding.
He went home, so I don't know how well he did. He went home. I don't know how well he did guarding.
His foot was on the line. It was by inches.
Yeah, that was game. That was game.
Where did KD watch the championship from?
And then Harden
in the living room on the couch.
If James Harden was healthy, he had no Harden and no Kyrie. And he nearly willed his team to the NBA Finals.
Man, Dennis Rodman would have folded KD. Exactly, Jamar. Dennis Rodman would have, if he would have had to go up against John Sally and Dennis Rodman, they would have folded that bull.
John Sally can't even play. Come on.
Most people saying that KD would have got bullied in the 80s.
He would have. He willed it from Golden State. He willed it from Golden State when they was up 3-1.
No,
Draymond folded it.
No, he didn't.
Exactly. So what are you going to do against Rodman?
Martin,
I think right now the pinnacle, the 2 bulls that's right at the 3 dudes at the pinnacle of their game is between Giannis, KD, and Steph. I think those 3 dudes right now are at the pinnacle of their games, and somebody in the collision course to meet somebody there in the championship.
And it's gonna be KD.
KD, Steph ain't getting there. Phoenix doing it.
It might. It's gonna be Phoenix going State out the West to me. Phoenix got the squad to beat Golden State.
I actually think Utah might surprise somebody. Utah a little under the radar.
Utah.
All right.
When Clay comes back, it's going to be a 2-horse race. It's already a 2-horse race in the West, and it's going to continue to be when Clay comes back.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
And Wiseman.
This is the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. We catch y'all on Sunday.